Welcome back to My Block Strongest Man, where tonight I wanted to give an update on Evan Singleton.
Ciao, homie.
Welcome to My Block Strongest Man, where we bring attention to the world of strongman and show you how you can mimic those activities using everyday objects all around your own property. If you haven't done so yet, consider subscribing and remember to hit that bell button for all notifications so you'll know whenever I provide all the valuable content every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So without further ado, on to today's topic. So who is Evan Singleton? Well, he's a former professional wrestler with WWE's NXT division, and if we Google him, you see pictures of him right here, and they talk about him being 6'5", 255. So when I first started putting together my predictions for World's Strongest Man this year, and I heard that Evan would be competing, I thought 6'5", 255 is pretty thin, pretty lean. And then it occurred to me when I did some more research is that was his weight as a professional wrestler. So let's click on some of the images here. And so this is Evan Singleton at 255. Evan Singleton today looks like this. And so you can actually see the pictures side by side here, left and right. He was jacked back then, don't get me wrong, but he's huge now. So if we go back and just Google him again, but this time just type in weight, you immediately see that he's 350 now. So like almost 100 pounds more than I originally thought he was, and they're listing him as 6'6" now. So a size 17 shoe, like he's just a giant guy. And so I got really interested in who Evan Singleton is because I've been a professional wrestling fan all my life, and marrying that together with the world of strongman just is really intriguing to me. And so I thought about, I heard he has this nickname T-Rex, and the reason why is because apparently he's really into paleontology. Like, he's really interested in dinosaurs and kind of the whole history of that and how that field of study works. He's really interested, and the T-Rex is his favorite dinosaur. And so he went so far as to get a tattoo that he's become famous for on his fingers, as you can see here, kind of a bony finger tattoo to make himself look like a T-Rex, and he uses it as motivation to kind of remind himself that he's the apex predator in whatever competition he walks into. And so he became very famous for this tattoo, and then he was kind of given the nickname T-Rex. So now he's, Evan T-Rex Singleton, and he's really one of the most exciting, I don't want to call him newcomers, but, not one of the longtime legends like Brian Shaw, for example, but one of the newer, exciting guys to jump on the World's Strongest Man scene this year. And he did really well until he got injured. So let's take another look at what happened during World's Strongest Man with Evan Singleton. So here's my spreadsheet that I put together for World's Strongest Man that you've seen me use in countless other videos. And if we take a look, on day one of qualifiers, there was a farmer's walk with 331 pounds per hand for max distance, stopping and turning every 10 meters, and you can drop that farmers or that set of farmers in the safe zone. They look like kind of very long sets of logs with a steel pole that went the majority of the length of them. So they kind of were hard to not knock into your legs as you were running and hard to balance in the middle point. So Evan took it for 52.25 meters, not only winning his group, but of everybody who competed, only Alexei Novikov went further. So he dominated that. In fact, I was taking some heat on YouTube by some people in my community saying you did these World's Strongest Man predictions and gave Evan Singleton no credit, like you're crazy, you're out of your mind, and it was looking that way. So then it came time for the deadlift, and he came in last in his group, but still 4 reps on 761 pounds. It's like super impressive, right? And I know from following Evan's Instagram that his max deadlift is 925 pounds. So that's not the very best of the best in the world, but it's still incredible and up there. And he's made promises that he's going to hit 1,000-pound deadlift at some point. So, and I believe him, right? The guy is like super motivated and confident, but not arrogant, right? He just really believes in his abilities, and he's convinced me. So, at the end of day one in qualifiers, Evan was tied for second in his group, right? Then we go into qualifiers day 2, and there was a loading medley with the monster truck parts, if you remember that one. A variety of different monster truck parts. One looked like a giant rim of a monster truck, and he came in third in his group there, but a great time, like not really far off the leader, and Kevin Ferris has legendary grip strength. So, I mean, just compare Evan's time to Brian Shaw, for example. He destroyed Brian Shaw's time, and Terry Hollins, and a bunch of other guys. So, Evan staying in really good position after the loading medley, day 2, and then the dumbbell clean and press comes. He does 5 reps, which is tied for second, and tears his bicep tendon. So he had to withdraw from World's Strongest Man, unfortunately. But he's been really outspoken about saying he's going to rehab and he'll be back next year and he's going to podium. Like, he's basically promising that he knows he left a lot on the table because of this injury and he's going to podium. So, that being said, I wanted to have a little bit of discussion about that injury today, and I was going through his Instagram because I really like following these guys and seeing what they're up to and keeping all of you in my community up to date on what the newest late-breaking news is on all of our favorite strongmen. And I saw that he was still doing deadlifts, and I thought, wait, he has a torn bicep tendon, how's that possible? And I thought all of you would be really interested, and yes, in fact, he is doing deadlifts. He got himself a special set of straps so he could deadlift without putting pressure on his arms. So if you look at it here, he's doing a 635 pound or 287 kg strap deadlift, and then he did 495 for 5 reps. So the guy is look at the bar bending. The guy is so motivated and undeterred by injury that he's back to deadlifting when he has a bicep injury that we'll get to in a moment to talk about how long it's going to take to heal, because he did post a couple hours ago about having the surgery. So he did have the surgery, got out of surgery about 3 or so hours ago, something like that. And he's been posting all along on the car ride to the surgery, from the hospital and so forth. Like, it's amazing how interactive this guy is with his community, even when he's suffering. Like, it's amazing. Like, him and Gabriel Pena are kind of cut from the same cloth. I'm big fans of both of them. They're just, for being like famous guys, they make so much time for their fans that it's unbelievable. And so I just wanted to show you this. Like, I had heard Evan Singleton is deadlifting already, and I thought, but how's that possible? He doesn't have a working arm. And he found a way, right? Like, he desires to be in the gym and to be doing strongman so much that he found a way. And so here he is doing strap deadlifts. And, you know, if you scroll down, people like other well-known strongmen like Travis Ortmeyer is commenting, and a bunch of others here too as well. So if we come back out of this post and then click on his profile pic, you'll see, and I'll just try to mute it here. Yep. So you'll see here he's on his way to getting the surgery, and he's doing a Q&A from the car on his way to getting the surgery. So he shaved. He decided to shave and got a bunch of questions about why he shaved. But here you go. He's out of surgery. For all of you that were wondering, he tells you right here, surgery was successful. So we're all so happy to hear that. And of course, he's getting a lot of different questions about the surgery, how he liked the World's Strongest Man format and so forth. And if I scroll through here, he's answering a whole bunch of different questions about diet and so forth. But really the main question that he answers, and he ends up being asked it a couple times, is how long is the recovery period? And so what his answer was to that was the consensus that he's getting from his doctors is that he should be good as new in 6 months. So what I had reported earlier about Rob Kearney with his tricep, that's 8 months. Now, given he's about a month into that recuperation already, but it seems like the bicep recuperation either is slightly shorter than the tricep, or Evan injured himself in a different way or whatnot. But seems like Rob Kearney and Evan Singleton should be coming out of this and being fully healed right around the same time, sometime in the summer. So I'm like super happy and excited that it's good news and it won't be a whole year without seeing them compete. And I'm very excited to see them competing again around that summertime, whatever that show would be. So, of course, we have shows before that. There's Bruta Force in Brazil that I know JF Corona's mentioned that he's going to be competing in. I think he mentioned that on Big Laz's channel. There you go, Evan showing his finger tattoos. There's T-Rex tattoos. And then there's Britain's Strongest Man's coming up soon, but of course that's for British competitors, and so Evan wouldn't be going to that anyway, I believe. But we got to see what's coming up in the summer. So if World's Strongest Man happens again in November, he should be ready to go for that. And as I mentioned, he's really fervently saying he's going to podium. Like he feels like without this injury, he would have done very, very, very well, and feels like he's going to do even better next year given how much work he plans to put in. So I just wanted to jump on here, give you guys all the latest news, the latest late-breaking news on Strongman. So tonight it's Evan Singleton, and hopefully you've got something out of this. You can see how even with injuries you can work around them, and you've all gotten the news now for all of you that were waiting to hear about his surgery, that it was successful, and he's on a 6-month road to recovery. So thanks again for joining me, and we'll talk to you next time. So if you like this video and want to learn more about any of the products I described during this video, make sure to check out the links in the description below. So if you like this video and haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing using that button right there. And also stay tuned for some other videos that you might love blooping up right there. This one is the one that YouTube thinks that you will like the best, and this one is the one that I think you will like the best. As always, share this with everyone, and until next time, ciao, homie.